We all have plastic crack in our pockets. We all know what we're talking about here, right? What is plastic crack? What is it? It's credit cards. Managed well, credit cards are wonderful. Credit cards managed well, paid balances on a timely manner, not carrying balances is a wonderful thing. You're literally floating the bank's money for 30 days. So, but how many of us do it? How many of us properly manage our credit cards? Multiple of them, right? If we open our wallets, we have, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 of them. From gas credit cards to obviously regular credit cards, cashback credit cards, all these bonuses. They're not doing it to do you a favor, folks. So take advantage of it. The banks do float your money, right? When you go deposit a check, they go, oh, the funds are not available for 5 days. I'm like, yeah, they're floating your money. So multiply that times millions of people doing the same thing. They're earning interest on your money until they give you your money, which is ridiculous, right? Well, do the same thing back. Do the same thing to the banks, right? You have 30 days. Go buy whatever you want to buy on credit cards, but make sure what you're buying, you have the money to pay for it at the end of the cycle. When the end of the cycle comes, not a dollars of balance should be forwarded unless you're looking to pay 25 to 35% interest rates. I mean, unfortunately, Americans these days are buying food on credit cards. What is happening here, right? So, again, I'm not against credit. I'm not against debt. I'm against manageable debt. I'm against common sense debt. And credit cards are wonderful, just amazing, right? So you go buy something today. You wait, you wait 30 days. Maybe you get your paycheck, you pay for it. But once you start carrying balances, that becomes at some point an unmanageable thing. A lot of people switch credit cards. They go to zero APR credit cards. Great. If you can manage it, if you can get the offers, if you're getting the zero APR offers, by all means, charge it up. Roll it over to the new one. But, that game ends as well. My biggest concern is with when it comes to credit cards is not a lot, massive amounts of people carry balances forward. How many of you have you looked at your APR statement? Right? It's right on your either online or on your paper statement. It says it right then and there. What their banks are charging you to carry balances forward. What do you think? What do you think it is? What do you think the average is in the United States when it comes to credit card balances? It's pretty high, folks. It's about 25%. That's the average. If you have good credit, maybe you'll get the 20%. If you have bad credit, you get the 40, 50%. And God forbid, you miss a payment. What happens to that? Right? There's a default number that it jumps up to 50, 60%. Imagine that. I mean, when you go deposit your money at the bank, which you shouldn't, but we talked about that in the past, what you should do is at least be in a money market fund or get maybe 4%, 4.5%, right? Or in a T-bill. But a lot of people go just deposit in a savings account. Bank savings accounts are still paying, what, 1% these days? They've gone up from 0 to 1. How's that going to help you? So they pay you 1%, but then they charge you 35% when you carry balances on your credit card. So one last thing about credit cards. It has a direct correlation how the economy is doing, okay? Our economy is a service-based spender economy. It's been like that for the last 2-3 decades. We went away from manufacturing economy. Now we're a service-based spender economy. We buy shit. We love buying stuff. Maybe we're all depressed. That's our antidote. We go buy stuff. We feel good about stuff. Think about it. You're going to pay 35, 40% interest on it if you carry that balance forward, right? And since our economy's total GDP, okay, it's about $28 trillion. That's our total GDP, gross domestic product. What percentage of that is consumer spending, you guys think? 75%. Think about it. If the consumer doesn't spend, economy doesn't work in the United States. That's a fact. So if 75% of our GDP is consumer spending, Obviously, we're not doing it with our cash. Obviously, we're doing it with plastic crack, right? If that slows down, if everybody starts defaulting, not everybody, even a small percentage of folks start defaulting because they can't make ends meet, they charge it up, they don't pay their bills, they're 30-day late, 60-day late, 90-day late, charge-offs, all that stuff, ruining your credit. Then what, right? So if you're going to have credit cards, a bunch of them, manage it. Just manage it properly. I'm not against it. But there's an alarming trend that's going on that I read, on the news the other day, and I want to talk about that just for a couple of minutes, is what is happening with credit card delinquencies, right? 30, 60, 90s, and what is happening with charge-offs. Charge-offs mean the bank has given up, they've chased your tail, and now they send you to a collection agency because they're not going to be able to collect. Well, this is what's happening, folks. You guys see this? So look at this chart. We'll look at it together in a minute after I, give you guys a little bit of an idea of what's going on. U.S. credit card delinquencies are surging. Well, with inflation and what's going on, right? Our W-2s are not enough. We can't pay our bills. Well, this is when the credit card crack game is going to get to you. The share of credit card balances at large banks 30 plus days past due reached 3.4% in Q1 2025, the third highest in at least 13 years. So if the economy is doing great, everybody's doing great according to the Fed, we have full employment, we have low inflation, why is this happening? It's happening because what the government's doing is gaslighting you. It's not true. The share of balances 60 plus and 90 plus days past due hit 2.47% and 1.77%, near record highs according to the Philly Fed. Concerningly, listen to this one now. Concerningly, the net charge-off rate rose to 5.99%, the highest since at least 2012. We're going back 13 years now, folks. We're going back to the end of the GFC, right? That's the 2008 crisis. The share of credit card losses relative to total outstanding credit card loans at large banks has tripled since Q3 2021. Meanwhile, the average credit card rate just hit 24.62%, about 25%. This is the average, the highest on record. Banks are swimming in cash, folks. It's your money. You got to do what you got to do. But please, 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 please do not carry balances forward. Americans are drowning in credit card debt. No question about it. And here's the chart. The green chart is 30-day. The the blue graph is 60-day. The one in the middle gray is 90-day. And look at the charge-offs. Look at the charge-offs. When did the charge-offs go down, collapse? It collapsed during the pandemic because the government printed money and sent you money while you're sitting on your butt at home. Well, look what's happening now. We spent all that money, all those savings, and now we're just soaring, right? Charge-offs. Remember, folks, credit is a wonderful thing. If you have it, if you have good credit, manage it properly. It's the oil of your machine, right? It's the gasoline. If you put too much gas, right, on, what's going to happen? You're going to kill the engine. You can't keep revving it, and that's what's happening. So credit card debt charge-offs are soaring. Meanwhile, everybody says the economy is great. Well, ask that to the average American if the economy is great. I don't think the economy is great. I mean, I'm fine. I'm not concerned about myself, but I see what's going on out there. I'm in touch with a lot of people who do gig work, as you guys may know from the other channel. They're struggling. It's not easy out there. And inflation is an additional tax, obviously, on our paychecks. What the government says is bullshit, is gaslighting. Oh, 2% inflation. There's not 2%. It's 6 or 7%. I talked about that yesterday. I'm going to put a video out at noon today. Dollar is losing its value, 11% this year so far. Well, that means you just lost 11% of your buying power, period. No ifs, no buts about it. So, do as you wish, but I'm not against credit cards. Please handle them carefully. It's plastic crack. You don't want to get addicted to crack. And that's what it is. And the banks want you to get addicted to it, right? They keep sending you the offers. They want to create a dependent society, but they don't talk to you about the downside of carrying balances. Well, there you are, 25% average interest rate on credit cards at an all-time high. Why is that? Yeah, poor banks. I feel bad for them, right? No. Anyway, so manage your credit cards carefully.